guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm jumping in with another book review. Whoa! So I know I don't do a tremendous amount of book reviews on my channel, but you know, I am a busy person, and so it does take me a long time to get through books in order to do a review of them. And how or appropriate that, as I say, I'm a busy person. This book is for the busy soul. And so actually, I was able to get through this book a lot faster than I would a normal book for a book review. And actually, I was like already aware of the types of content and questions that are in this book because it comes from Wasima Toria, you know, one of my good friends. She has a Facebook group called Study the Tarot in 21 Days. And I've taught a couple of courses, you know, through her, along with, you know, some other lovely souls within our community. And a lot of the prompts and questions that we came up with for our various courses are in here as well, because they were also part of the Study the Tarot in 21 Days. And so a lot, not all, but many of the prompts and many of the courses and topics that came from that site and came from a lot of the paid courses that we did are in here. So I thought it was just nice to be able to have all of that stuff, all of those different themes and all of those different questions and prompts, you know, utilizing tarot and oracle in one place. And also the artwork here comes from my friend Steph, who is the creator of the I Don't Care Oracle. This was actually one of the pieces of art depicted in her cards. So Wasima, of course, had to get permission from Steph to be able to put this, use it for the cover of her book, and I thought that that was just so fantastic. Okay, so let's just take a look at the visual like aesthetic of the book itself. And of course it's got that nice like rose petal finish, which I think is so nice. You know, you want to have yourself a little tactile experience when you're reading a book. You know, I know that there are Kindle lovers out there, but I'm still old school. I like to have a physical book that I can physically turn pages and that I could, if I wanted to, mark up my books. I'm not really that type of person, but I know there are some people. But anyway, this gives you just like a little bit of background of what this book is for. And it is for the busy soul. You know, there are people, you know, like I just said, myself included, who are very busy. You know, we have a lot going on in our lives, and we usually don't have, you know, too much time to, you know, sit down and do a whole like tarot spread and, you know, and journal and all of that. And although those are all great things, and they're things that I think many of us aspire to do, sometimes life gets in the way. And so I think that this is great to be able to still honor your tarot oracle practice, still be able to do a daily check-in without committing too much time, but still getting a lot out of it, still stuff to think about. You know, of course, I am an advocate for at least writing a little bit down. If you don't have time to, you know, write down a whole ton of stuff in your journal, at least write a little bit. So here is just a little intro from Wasima on like why she decided to put this particular book together, utilizing a lot of the stuff from her Study the Tarot in 21 Days. And then she goes on to, you know, like the little basics, like what is divination and what are oracle cards and things like that. And so what I thought was interesting, just the way the book is set up, is that, you know, of course we have these different sections, and it's broken up into different days. So different questions, you know, you could pull multiple cards for one question or just one card for all two or three questions. You know, it's totally up to you and how you want to do this. But there's all these different themes, you know, looking at various aspects that we could use our tarot and oracle for deeper insight into our lives and why we do the things we do. But at the very back, let me get to the very back, that's actually where the table of contents is. So I thought that's interesting because usually in books, the table of contents is at the very beginning. And at first I was like, well, I kind of wanted the table of contents at the beginning, but I think it's cool because it allows you to have a little bit more freedom where instead of just right away being confronted with the table of contents and being like, oh, you know, and you just start looking at the titles, and kind of judging where you want to go next based on that, instead of just having yourself a nice little flip through. You can go from beginning to end, but for me, I like to jump around, especially with this type of book, because it doesn't go in a chronological order. Like, there isn't that type of flow. Like, it's meant to be separate themes. So, like, let's say I wanted to go here because I saw the rose, and it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to start right here, and I'm going to go through all these different journal prompts, or sorry, like tarot prompts, and so you could do stuff like that. But the table of contents is at the back if you desperately want to look up a particular theme if you wanted to. So in the back here, you could also, there's different things, Wasima puts down, like, things that you might want to put, like if you were going to do some journaling, you can put down the decks that you used for the week or the month, and divide those decks up into different categories if you wanted to. But actually, I enjoy, like, just seeing, like, different ways I could set up my journal. And there's also, like, a cards tracker, so if, you're doing a week's worth of, card polls and questions based on a certain theme, like, is there a particular theme coming up in the cards that you're pulling? Like, that's also interesting, which is why I also believe that, at least jotting something down in a journal is better than just reading the card and going, oh, that's interesting, and then forgetting about it. I think it's good for some extra reflection. And then here, of course, there is some more information on Wasima. And yes, I backed her Nest of Light Oracle, and I believe that's shipping soon, so I can't wait to get a hold of that. And here are the collaborators on the deck. The book. We have Sylvia Mooncoach Pancaro, and we have Lucy. And they are both people that I've also been able to teach with and get to know through Wasima, which I think is fantastic. And also my friend Steph was one of the people that got to help kind of edit some of the wording and things within the book, because Wasima's first language isn't English. So, she was looking for some extra help just to make sure that everything was clear with the wording and the sentence structure and all of that. Okay, but let's just go into an example section so you guys can get a feel for how this I keep saying deck, how this book works. See, I do so many deck reviews and I rarely do any book reviews, so my default is to say deck. Okay, so this one says 7 Days with the Devil. Oh, you know what? Actually, this is the section that Wasima is showing off from her book on her Facebook group right now. So that just, wow, that's just like so synchronistic. Interesting. So here's day one. Shadow work has been recognized in the last years and promoted as a path to enlightenment. What about light work, since we are out already living in the shadow? So our goal is not to live into the shadow, but to find the way to light. Light means our soul, our essence. The shadow results from strangling the soul, preventing it from living fully on the physical plane. The parents, society, and government prohibit the soul to live creatively in a healthy body and a harmonious environment. This restriction control of the soul makes humans sick, mentally, physically, and spiritually. We are not saying that rules impede enlightenment, but soul forgetfulness and cosmic disconnection do. So what is shadow work for you? What limits your soul from living freely in the physical plane? How can you allow your soul to be free? See, it's interesting, so I could pull 3 cards, because there's 3 questions, or I could do multiple cards. And then that could be it, for the day, because obviously that's a lot of diving into for one day, and just do a quick little journaling, and that way it's helping you to stay connected to your practice while also doing all the other things that you have to do as a human being. So this past Saturday on my YouTube channel, I always have my Saturday live chats. And we actually did one of the sections on the tower, and we ended up doing all 7 days. I just kind of turned it into a spread. So you can do this however you want. So like for me, if let's say I was doing this during a live chat, I would have us answer all of these questions, and that would be like our spread. We'd do just like a ginormous spread. But you could break it down day by day, or like let's say here for day 2 there's 4 different questions. You can break this up into 4 days. It's totally up to you and how you want to do it. But there are some fantastic questions. Some of the questions I like really, really, really do recognize because they are my questions. So prompts that I came up with, like especially when we were working with the realm of cats, for one of our workshops that we were doing. And I love being a part of her Study the Tarot in 21 Days group on Facebook. And yeah, so I think that this is a great idea, to again help people stay connected to their practice while not feeling like they have to devote a ton of time, on top of everything else that we have to get done in on our day-to-day lives. So yes, it definitely is for busy souls. There's a lot in here. You could always go back and redo stuff, month to month, year to year, because we're always growing. So, answers are always going to be changing because our perspectives are always going to be changing, right? So anyway, yeah, this gets a 5 out of 5 stars from me. Yes, Wasima is my friend, and yes, I was already familiar with many of the questions in here. So maybe I have a slight bias, but I truly do love the concept. And I remember when she was first talking about creating a book like this, and I was like, heck yeah, because there are so many, unique tarot books out there, tarot and oracle books, and some are just like, a prompt a day. But I love the different themes that are, in here. I really do. And I think that she offers a unique perspective when it comes to those different themes. Like for the Tower card, it's not just upheaval in one's life, but one of the questions was, what's, a time in your life where you were the lightning and you were the one that created a tower moment in somebody else's life. So it's unique perspectives. And so it's not terribly expensive. It's reasonably priced. It's on Amazon. I believe it's also on our website, but I'll link it below if you're actually interested. I know a few people actually did purchase this during my live chat because they were just blown away by the types of questions that were came up as a result of the prompts in the book. And some people were like, whoa, this live chat's getting pretty deep. But I think that's good. From time to time, we got to really take a good look at ourselves, because how else are we going to grow? So anyway, that's it for me, Spiritual Homies. I hope you dug this book review. Let me know if you have any comments or questions, or let me know if you have this book, or maybe it's on your wish list, But anyway, I will catch you later. If you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding, ding, ding notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com. Not only do I have a lot of different types of readings, but I also have my bracelets that I make, my room and body sprays, my salves, my Travel Witch altar pendant. I have ancestral altar pendants and Rainbow Bridge altar pendants to honor your furry, feathery, scaly loved ones. I also have my own oracle, my Wally's World Oracle, that was community created and community funded last year on Kickstarter. And actually, I used this deck quite a bit when working with these various prompts when I first saw them appear on Facebook. I also have a newsletter on my website if you're interested. It's absolutely free to sign up, and I hit your inbox on the first of every month, and that's the only time I email you. But it has witchy DIYs, arts and crafts DIYs, decks that I'm using, channels that I'm watching, herbs that I'm using, etc., etc. If that interests you, definitely sign up. Like I said, it's absolutely free. And stay tuned, because in about a week or so, the Leon Mystery School is going to be opening up. That's right, you guys. I am the head mistress. I love saying that. I am the head mistress of the Leon Mystery School. And myself and 6 other fabulous teachers who you might recognize from here on YouTube have created some great courses, some fantastic courses. And I think you guys are really going to be interested in that. So if you go to my website, kittenswaitsandtarot.com, just click on Leon Mystery School. and you'll see the bits and pieces of information there. It's not fully ready because the doors aren't really ready for people to enroll just yet, but give us another week or so. So I'm so excited, yay! But anyway, that's it from me, spiritual homies. If you want to send a little love my way, think about joining the KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittens, weights, and tarot. And I will catch you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.